Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level best of 5. Today we have herO versus herO as the series here, starting on Amygdala. Look at that. Beautiful little map here. Two phenomenal players, of course. herO definitely one of my favorites at the moment when it comes to the Terrans, and herO, you know, he's always been one of my favorites. Let's see what he's up to. Look at that. Okay, double pylon in the main base. This is a typical herO move. As in that I don't quite see any upside to it, but herO, he usually has, he has his reasons, absolutely. Why we never see this pylon on the high ground in a normal game is because you kind of want to have a semi-gateway wall in case of some type of Hellion stuff. It's just nice to have him there. It's good to have a second pylon on the low ground because it allows you to build a battery as well if, you know, there is some type of early game attack. Having to wait for a third pylon to finish and then start a battery is actually quite expensive. Just for you guys, I'll keep track on when the third pylon actually will go down, just to kind of show you how late your first battery would be, if you were to naturally kind of wait for that. That makes its way across the map, or at least to the top side of the map here. We have full vision with these two watchtowers on the terrain that is walkable. Okay, so the middle right now is blocked off. You have these two, the double debris over here that is slowly but surely counting down in HP. It's the alive debris basically, and then you have rocks everywhere else, stopping you from going through this middle area. So both of these watchtowers, very important here for herO right now. herO realized that it's going to send his Hellion down here. This is the third pylon, by the way. So it's going to finish 3 minutes and 50 seconds in. Add another, 29 seconds for a battery. Your first battery finishes up like 4 minutes and 19 seconds into the game. That is fairly late, and there's a lot of pushes or little attacks that can happen before that timing. So, yeah, interesting to see. Stalker's going to make its way across the map. Hellion should be capable of moving out of the way. I don't think herO is going to lose that. As the... is this a 7 marine drop? It is a 7 marine drop, I think, here. Just going to straight up attack. And look at that. There's no battery here right now. We have 7 marines. We have a medevac. The pickup micro not here quite yet. Ooh, the targeting on the Stalker also not perfect. One Stalker will end up falling. herO is honestly kind of getting away with murder here. I really thought herO was going to lose significantly more in this trade. At the end of the day, though, what does he really kill? He kills 7 marines, deals a bunch of damage on this medevac. Loses 3 workers, a bunch of mining time, and I think he lost a Stalker. Yeah, overall a good trade still for herO. As long as he doesn't lose this bad boy, I think he's going to be very happy with himself. Hellion's gonna get cleared here, but that's not the end of the world. The Hellion has pretty much used up all of its powers already anyway. It's like, okay, it scouted a little bit. It might have annoyed the opponent. I think it killed a probe downstairs. So, yeah, Hellion did an okay job, okay? The Hellion does not necessarily need to be a cost-effective unit. It doesn't need to kill, like, 2 workers, because then you've got its cost back. No, it's fine if you gather a little bit of scouting information. And even if the scouting information is like, hey, this is a boring standard game, then you just paid 100 minerals for the safety of knowing that nothing crazy is going on the Protoss side of things. And then it's a worthwhile investment, or at least, yeah, it is. I just think it is. So we often see that Hellion there. What do we have at the same time here? herO's going into 3 racks. That's his 3rd tank already, isn't it? 3 tanks, a Cyclone, a Raven are out. We have a Banshee kind of in between these bases. Battery in the 3rd, but not in the natural. And look at this. This is really interesting. We're playing without gas here. No gases whatsoever. That is shocking, in my opinion. I am actually quite shocked to see that. We usually don't see that. Out of herO either, I think. He's not a huge fan of these gasless styles. Out of all the tosses, I think he's the one most likely to kind of do it. These extremely heavy gate styles with a lot of zealots, because he does like to be aggressive with the first push, with the first prism. Bam, go across the map, have a good old time, you know? Let's see if he's going to be capable of doing that. Here's the Banshee now comes in. I think this type of Banshee, I'm personally not a huge fan of. And I'm not saying that because I knew he was only going to get like 2 or 3 kills. But the earlier you deal damage in StarCraft 2, the more impactful it often is in the game. Like if you're killing 2 or 3 workers 3 minutes into the game, that's actually a fairly big deal. If you're doing it 5 minutes into the game, you know, it's still a bigger deal than it is if you do it basically when there's 3 Nexi pumping probes the entire time. Like, the percentage decrease of income is so small, it's kind of like a drop in a bucket, you know? It doesn't matter all that much. So if you are playing these types of like Banshee save-ups, at least let it be double Banshee with Cloak, because then it can come as a surprise. Maybe you can kill like 10 workers instead of just like 2 or 3. But single Banshee, no Cloak, like there's no complexity in dealing with that problem. You don't need any preparations. You could warp in 3 Stalkers. Even if you lose 5 workers, there are 4 workers. It's not really the end of the world. I don't think herO cares about that whatsoever. And the Banshee investment is quite significant often. It's something you need to keep in mind. Fort base now being taken here on the gold. I'm surprised to not see any attack out of Gumiho. I'm not surprised by it because of the supplies, because the supplies are pretty close. As like the all-knowing observer, I think this is a pretty decent call. We had late gases, which means that tech is unlikely to come out extremely fast. Like just now we're starting our first Colossus, 8 minutes into the game. That is not super quick. And Zealot armies, they don't scale very well into like the mid game. Like you need some type of extra tech with it. Gumiho is actually kind of out of position here, which would massively suck for Gumiho. That's going to remain the case. Look at this. Even a fake Colossus here in the mix. I love that. I really do love that. And here comes a 3-pronged attack at the same time. With the Prism heading into the main, we have the Zealots sending in towards the 3rd base, and we have this army, but this army is just kind of posturing, is not really wanting to commit. Beautiful target fire out of that bunker on top of that sentry, by the way. That was brilliant play there out of Gumiho. Really well executed defense. Absolutely love that as the mines are getting some big hits onto those Zealots as well. We're getting a lot of worker kills here for herO, but also a lot of Zealot losses. And this is the... Oh my god. Look at this ballsy call here out of Gumiho. He says, hey, wait a second. Your army is kind of small. You're sending in all of your Zealots. I'm going to lose a bunch of workers, but I'm just going to try and kill you. Let's see how that works. The Marauder count is phenomenal here, but 1 Colossus pops out. It's going to be the saving grace here for herO as he warps in another round of Zealots as well. Has these 8 gateways. Thermal Lens about to finish up. 4th bases here. And honestly, I love the call of the base trade here out of Gumiho. I thought it was a brilliant call. But herO, he must have seen that here with his little observer. Did they walk through here? I can't remember. I think they walked over through this area. Because there was like a preemptive recall, which was a brilliant call out of herO. If he recalls into this army dealing damage, I think this game ends very differently. Or at least looks very differently. I said ends very differently as if herO was winning right now. But taking a look at the army supplies, 89 to 53. The upgrades are 1-1 versus +2. So that's not even the end of the world. Like +2 attack is nice, but there's no armor upgrades here whatsoever on these Zealots. There's still a significant marine count in here. And the tank count is good enough to actually deal with these Colossus. So as long as the tanks and Vikings stay alive and you can slowly but surely move forward as Gumiho, this might be an okay situation that we find ourselves in. One of these Vikings is going to get taken out. It's a little bit sloppy as these Marauders are taking quite a beating. We have just an observer, no Zealot run by. Let's see what herO's plan is going to be. Still only has 8 gateways. I would love for him to try and add a couple more gateways, just 2 more, and try to take this base. Now that sounds counterintuitive, but very often in StarCraft, it's good to take a different base if you're being sieged up, because then you can just give up this one, and especially if you have so many more workers, you don't need to be mining from 2 bases more. You just need 1 extra base over your opponent, and you're going to be fine. And right now, 39 workers to 64. Really? It's 3 base versus 2. Okay, herO is going to try and break this. He might just be capable of doing that. This is not a huge army anymore here out of Gumiho. Did not manage to move across quickly enough to get to this base and really start dealing damage. An army consisting of mainly Marines. Oh, actually, if these Colossus fall, maybe these Marines are good. But the Colossus both stay alive with 1 and 2 HP respectively. Freaking crazy micro or crazy luck, one of the two. But as it's herO that's playing, I'm gonna say crazy micro. These Colossus staying alive with very little HP is actually quite impactful. It really is quite impactful. I love this attack here out of Gumiho. I wish he would have done that faster. Because there was a lot of mining going on this base during the entirety of the push. Like this base must have mined like maybe close to like 1800 minerals or so. Is the equivalent of like 18 Zealots. That's 36 supplier that this base mined during that push, during that little semi-contain that Gumiho had on his opponent. If you can clear this base, or you can just kill the workers there, then you can take your push a little bit slower as well, right? Sometimes, especially in desperate situations, it is good to actually take it a little bit slower, because it allows you, you know, to kind of choke out your opponent's eco. And for now, herO, yeah, too far ahead. 75 army supply against 40. GG gets called. herO takes game number 1 here on the Amygdala. This is one of my favorite things that herO actually does, is when he sends his first worker straight across the map. And he legit just picks one of his first 12 workers, goes across. This is a huge cost for the Protoss player, all right? You can really feel this. Like, it is crazy how much you can feel it. But herO feels comfortable enough, confident in his ability to control that worker so well that his opponent is going to lose more minerals than him, or at least a similar amount. Now, what does this particular move block? It is actually very good against eBay blocks, which are a pretty common build. It's not so great against proxies, funnily enough. It's good against Proxy Marauder, but it's not good against Proxy Reaper. Because against Proxy Reaper, your scout isn't in time to go then find the barracks that might be over here. And because your eco is so bad, it's actually really hard to deal with your opponent's setup. So I always like to kind of look at the timings of when buildings go down. So this CC went down, what was it, 10 seconds ago? Yeah, 12 seconds ago, 142, 141, something like that. That is an okay timing. The Cybercore finishes at 202, so that's also about 2 seconds delayed. I actually think that herO did a good enough job here with the worker, that the game is either even in eco or he might even be slightly ahead, because he has some very nice harass here. I always like seeing these early scouts out of herO, because he really does well with them. His control is very good. He never loses the probe. I frequently see him kill an SCV as well. Like, if you get an SCV kill, that's a big deal. He's not going to get this Reaper, but he is going to push it back. Look at that follow-up. It's going to be a Stargate. It's proxied. Huh. That's really interesting to me. It really is quite interesting. Because this is a build that we actually just don't see anymore. I don't know quite why we don't see it as much. I have some reasons why I personally don't do it. But I never was a huge fan of this build in Protoss versus Terran in the first place. And my reasons have remained largely the same over time. So it is possible that I always was right and that this build just shouldn't be played so much, or maybe something else changed that I'm just not aware of. Either way, the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of this build is because Terran naturally has a lot of anti-air defense. Everything the Terran builds in the first 5 minutes shoots up. It doesn't really matter what you're opening. You're going to have some amount of Marines. A lot of the time you're going to have a mine ready. If you don't have a mine, often you have a Cyclone. If you don't have a Cyclone, then you still have the Marines. You know, like, even in the worst case scenario, you open up with like triple heli and starport medevac, you're still going to have some of these Marines available. So there's just not many builds against which you get a huge advantage. And there is a major downside, is that if you play like this, you're just giving up 100 minerals and the ability to maybe build Phoenixes later on if you want to follow up with that. So you're kind of locked into Oracle into Twilight. He's going to lose his Oracle here after 4 SCV kills. Is that worth it? One could ask. And then I don't really know the answer to that question, if I'm being honest. I'm just not sure. I would not be fine with that. If someone would offer me this trade, this is how I often just think about trades in general. It's like, if someone were to offer me this trade, like kind of in every single game, would I ever take it? And 4 workers for an Oracle kill, even if these worker kills are fairly early on into the game, I think I would just say no, to be honest. I don't think I would ever take this offer, or at least very infrequently. It's going to build a second Oracle here. It really needs to. Yeah, oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I thought he was going to get more splash damage on different SCVs. But this I do like. 1 adept for 3 SCVs. That is beautiful stuff. That is beautiful stuff right there. Oracle's taking quite a beating, though. There's still... No, he's not going to fly into the same one, is he? Oh my god. For a second, I was afraid he's going to fly into the exact same mine. We have an 8 Marine drop here heading towards the bottom side. These Marines are going to get stim, by the way. I haven't really focused a whole lot on Gumiho's build. But it is very freaking weird. I don't think I've actually seen this before, this particular execution. So he went for, I think this was a fast factory still, right? Or was it second barracks before? No, he had fairly fast mines, but also a really fast second barracks. And now he's going with a Liberator. This feels like a push that should have 2 medevacs, but it has 1 medevac, no combat shield. And I think this is not even a real push. As in, I don't think this is supposed to kill. I think what it's supposed to do is keep everything busy while your Liberator goes in, forces 3 Stalkers to go back, and then maybe you can do something. As I say that, honestly... Oh, Gumiho has a pretty big army here. Yeah, herO does seem to have enough. Here comes the Liberator. This, I think, is the real power of this build. Is that you're not going to split off 3 Stalkers preemptively if this army is knocking on your front door. Absolutely no way. So a bit of mining time lost, 4 workers. Battery goes down here as well. And now this army has actually kind of moved forward. A second tank has arrived. There's 2 mines. These were the early game mines. This is such a cute build because it uses everything that he has created in this entire game. Every unit that was built had a purpose. The mines are here to strengthen this push. The Liberator, it served its purpose already. This is such a sick build. Beautiful execution as well, may I add. Absolutely crazy good execution. Gumiho really knowing how to start a sequence like this. He's going to walk into 1 more of these stasis wards. We'll end up losing both of these mines, but I think his position is so good right now that I'm having difficulty seeing him lose. Has the battery, the eBay, with that +1 infantry upgrade coming in as well. I think he should not try to reinforce his position anymore. I wouldn't even mind if he... Well, I was going to say if he just kind of just tries to run away, but I think running away might be crazy at this point. I don't think it's possible. However, if you wait until charge is out, you're also going to get eaten by the machine. So there's really no winning here. He's now going to try to surround these Stalkers. Oh, that's real cool. I love that. If herO blinks to the right side, he's in trouble. He's going to blink to the left, so he's in less trouble. High ground position here with 2 tanks. We still have 2 tanks remaining. It's going to bring the total to 4. Buff! Big fat hits right away. 1 Stalker goes down. 97 supply to 89 here in favor of Gumiho. Gumiho is going to be getting a faster 3rd base than his opponent, is adding in the extra barracks, has a better worker count. So although the supplies are looking surprisingly close, if we take a look at the actual setup of this game, it looks god-awful here for herO. It's difficult to imagine herO getting out of this alive. I love this blink-in. This is very risky, but so far pretty fruitful as well. It's going to take out a couple of these tech labs. I hope we can get this tank. He shouldn't blink onto it though. He needs to recall right now. The decision making out of herO is just so ridiculously good often. It's a marvel to behold. It really is. Like, he really knows when he's pushing too hard or pushing too far. I'm just really impressed. There's really not much else to say to that. Super impressive movement. Keeps an eye on his opponent as well, just keeping tabs with that revelation of the Oracle, seeing these tanks siege up over here on the 3rd base. I wonder if Gumiho's plan is to go across the map and try and kill his opponent. I really do believe Gumiho's in a very good position. He's investing a little bit too much in depots right now. I was wondering why his supply was so low, but look at that. He has 125 out of 173, and 2 more depots are about to finish. It's like watching an E-Laser game 5 years ago. Look at this, 132 out of like, what is going to be like 190, 194? I don't even know how much supply a depot gives. How pathetic is that? 8 supply? Whatever it is, 7 supply? I don't know this. 15 for the first one and 23. 8 supply is a depot. There you go. Took me a while though. Some of these numbers, I don't actually know them. I know where the supply blocks come, you know, at which number, but I don't actually know. It's kind of sad. Internalize the knowledge. Okay, Gumiho now up 20 supply. That number is going to keep growing for a little bit because he's just outmining his opponent pretty significantly by 500-600 minerals a minute. If he's dropping full mules. herO really needs a 4th base, and he needed it like a minute and a half ago, to be honest. Like, he couldn't afford it back then. Even now, like he's squeezing it in, but it's not a good look. I'm surprised how keen Gumiho is on going back home, because it doesn't feel like the type of game where you necessarily need to go home. Like maybe he had some potential here. It's going to be a fight with some OK storms here to start off with. Tanks are now moving in position. Bioforce is not really there though. herO is making some magic happen. His Ghost Academy way out of position. 0 Ghost half started. Okay, 1 Ghost starts before the Academy goes down. herO, once more, just doing a crazy good job. Staying alive and putting on, I think, some artificial pressure. I don't think he's really allowed to be here. I don't think Gumiho should have moved back in the way that he did either. Like, he had a good position with tanks. Imagine the next two medevacs just fly into the natural or go towards the right side to try and cancel a forward base here. You have like a very powerful double prong, in my opinion. It's a bit of a mistake, but he tried to play it safe, perhaps. And the hero's still sharking. I don't think Gumiho's very afraid, though, because he's sending a big portion of his army across the map. He'll probably right-click this base. What I would try to do here. Gonna kill the pylon first instead. At the same time, hero's moving into this area. We still have 2 tanks in the back. Zealot count maybe not high enough to really break this as easily as he would have liked. We're gonna get a full Templar recall. Oh, that's interesting, because we have a crap ton of storms here. And this is a big marine ball. So that means that storms are going to be quite good. Pre-split is fine. Colossus comes in from the back as well. He's gonna get sniped as the storms are raining down on this army. We still have a couple of stalkers active as well. herO actually taking a lead here in this game now. Is this a lead? Yeah, why not? 114 supply to 116. herO still has this third base alive. Is it a lead, actually? This is only a 6 mineral patch base. Shouldn't forget about that. So he's going to be getting less minerals from there. Once this game once this base starts mining again, it should be okay for Gumiho, but he can't really afford to lose that many medevacs. Yeah, I'm not super loving this. Not super loving this for Gumiho anymore. There's a lot of Templar here. They need to be sniped by this tank. Tank needs to be so active in this, but there's a lot of storms. Zealot's now coming from the side. herO, honestly, making magic happen. Holy crap. Wow, what a comeback in this game. Crazy comeback. I really feel like that's the magic of herO, you know? It's like he kind of gaslights you into believing that your position isn't as good, and then you don't use the chances that you have or the opportunities to kill him, and then he kills you. That's just how it goes sometimes. It's actually crazy. Like, I can't imagine a lot of other Protoss players winning that last game. Because he was so aggressive still, herO. He's just so on the map, and he's so in your face about it. Like, you almost start to believe he has a good army at times. And then you believe him for too long, and then at some point you're like, wait a second. He can't have a good army. And then all of a sudden he does have a good army. Because he's been gaslighting you. Okay. Think you're having a good relationship, and one day you wake up. And then the kid isn't yours, you know. Belongs to the milkman. Like, what? Who still has a milkman these days? That's crazy. That's a profession that has gone away. There's a company in my neighborhood that comes to my door to sell me potatoes. I knew I'd moved out to the to the rural areas when that happened. I even have a sticker on my door that I don't want any salesman. This sticker doesn't work on potato salesman. It's only on the regular folks, you know. Never had a guy come by to sell me knives or insurance, but potatoes? Yeah, they see no problem. They come every single time, and I never want potatoes. I don't eat that many potatoes. If I want potatoes, I can buy them at the supermarket. They just come like with legit a truck. Like a truckload of potatoes. And they have like 4 salesmen that are like walking around the truck. And they're selling potatoes door to door. Surreal, no? I just can't believe it. What the hell is this opener? This is the herO special, by the way. He's been playing this quite a bit. I have no real feelings about this build because I don't play it. My only feeling is that it's probably powerful if you're very fast. Because herO is very fast. And he wins with this build. But to me, it has a lot of weaknesses. So he opens up with like a prism, a bunch of stalkers. And he almost plays like a 3-gate blink build. But rather than going for blink and 3 gates, it is 2 gates and there's no blink. So it hits a bit faster and it's quite a few stalkers. And he goes into charge after, but it's really difficult for him to deal with any type of harass because he doesn't have blink. He does not have a Phoenix to deal with it. And, well, we see Gumiho kind of exploiting that here. And, yeah, I mean, herO just doesn't have a whole lot to say in this game, in my opinion. He's kind of stuck sucking it. Yeah, that freaking blows if you're a Protoss player, let me tell you. Liberator is going to get taken out here in the end. Yep, Gumiho not quick enough there with the response. The mine comes back for like it feels like a 17 time. Ooh, that was 3 more kills on that mine. That was 3 more kills on that mine. Maybe even 4. Not great at counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many barracks do we have? We have 3 barracks. +1 starting as well right now. Ooh, there's no energy on this Raven. Raven could get sniped, but also could be that 2 stalkers die and nothing happens. I mean, this is a rough spot to be in, if you're herO, to be honest. He's gonna get a fast Templar Archives from 2 base. He's getting an armor upgrade and an Immortal. I'm very curious what his plans are. Like, this just looks like a good time, you know? This seems like this build order was based on an essay written by someone who hasn't played in like 12 years. Like an actual Reddit warrior, you know? Like, guys, why don't Protoss players just open up with like Forge, Templar Archive, Immortal, 3rd base, Robobay, Fleet Beacon, Mothership Rush? Like, well, limited resources, that's why. hero's like, actually, it works fine. Then we just skip gateways for the first 7 minutes of the game. He has 2 gateways right now, okay? 2 gateways. He has 4 different tech structures. He has Twilight Council, a Templar Archives, a Forge, and a Robotics Facility. And 2 gateways. That is unheard of. That actually is unheard of. Charge has finished. +1 is about to finish. Storm is about to finish. His Prism is still alive. It had Stalkers in it. We're now going to get an 8 Marine drop into the main base, which I think is a really cool call, given the fact that there's not going to be Blink. As long as there's no Blink, drops are going to be really good. And even if there is Blink, drops are still very good, but a little bit less good. Like, without Blink, drops are amazing. With Blink, drops are good. That's the way that it works here in this world, alright? Okay, Robobay coming down. He's like, you know what? I am going for the Redditor build. Just every tech building in the world. And waiting for the Stargate to start soon. Double gases now as well. Makes sense, because he's going to need that. Desperately. Has 2 Templar here in this Prism. Gumiho has this uncanny ability of not killing his opponent when he really has the right to. I think, if I'm being honest, I think Gumiho should be running across the map with everything he has. Like, legit everything he has. And he should be shoving it. Like, this 3rd base is completely illegitimate. Okay? Completely illegitimate. People have been arrested for less. Like, what is this? It's like, how many gates does he have now? 5, 6? We're working off of 5? 5 gateways. He's getting 2nd Forge. Getting Prism speed? He's gonna be down like 40, 50 supply. Because he's just investing in buildings and not in units. And Gumiho's letting him get away with it. This is the thing about herO. He just all-ins you 7 times in a row. And the 8th time you're like, okay, it's not happening again. And then you're right, because it's not happening again. This guy is attacking in like the greediest way possible. He's spending all of the cash. He's trying to keep his opponent kind of busy here with his Prism. Gravitic Speed finishes up. Prism survives with 2 HP. I don't think I've seen, as many coin flips go one way. In the first game we had the double Colossus with the 1 HP and the 2 HP. Now we had the Prism with the 2 HP. Like, this is all fairly unlucky for Gumiho. You have freaking balls of steel if you have a 2 HP Prism. And you put 2 Templar in there. Sure, the plane is on fire. But it could be exciting. Like, alright, I'm in. Put me in, chef. Chief. Boss. Okay, Raven comes in. Triple auto turret harass. Gumiho's actually not sad. He's afraid. Gumiho is legitimately scared. That is so sad. That's also the wrong lesson to learn from the previous game, by the way. Because the previous game, the lesson should have been, I was too afraid to kill him. I had him. I could have taken him out. But that's not the lesson that Gumiho got. The lesson that Gumiho got, oh my god. The lesson Gumiho got was, I need to be more careful. But I don't think that's actually the case. That Prism, though, should have been more careful. That's the lesson that herO got. Crazy, no one could have seen that coming. 2 HP Prism, dying like that. EMP and a sneeze is all was needed. How many ghosts do we have? We have 4 ghosts. We have 5 ghosts. 4 of them have EMPs. One of them might even have 2. Yeah, look at that. 2 EMPs on this bad boy. That is beautiful stuff again. We're going to get 1 fat EMP. We're going to get a 2nd fat EMP. Vikings in the sky. With diamonds. I mean, this is a setup and a half. There is legitimately no way that herO breaks out of this. This fort base is toast. If herO manages to hold this, his units are on drugs. These Colossi have been popping some steroids. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay, there. Another prism goes down. I think there was a flanking Templar prism. I mean, this base is absolute toast. This is a beautiful spread, though. Let me zoom out for that. Just so we can appreciate that. Wow. Spreading out the units. Like, he's also so patient, you know? I would have sent in units 5 times already. I would have been back in the lobby screen at this point. herO still actually in the game. Okay, he's gonna send it right now. This is an interesting setup. Ooh, all of these Templars get EMP'd in time. herO's kind of walking. No, he's not. He's not. I think he's gonna walking over this army, but he's not. He is not walking over this army. Archon does stay alive, and herO manages to disengage, at least temporarily. Do we have 8 barracks here behind us? Yeah. You can really feel those reinforcements. Like of 8 barracks, there's a feeling, like a significant difference. If you're the Protoss player, like it's just a never-ending stream of bio garbage. Zealots now being warped in. Ooh. One interesting thing about all of this is that Gumiho is fairly low on his HP right now. Does not have any energy left on these medevacts. Is desperately going to need more of them. And is just building Vikings instead. So, a bit of a mistake. I wouldn't even mind if he waits for 2-2 right now. He says, hey, I want to heal up, get 2-2, and then we go again. But he really needs to be tight on the timing. He's just building pure Viking. He already has +2 attack. I think he's keeping him alive for too long. I would have gone now again. This is the timing where I think we would want to hit. It is 2 Colossus. We're up 60 supply, 60 army supply. I don't mind a drop either, but this army also needs to move across. And we really need more medevacts. I think even having a fusion core here for the Caduceus reactor, the energy upgrade for the medevacts, would be a fairly decent investment. I'd be okay with that investment. I'd be very okay with that. What's happening here? We have a tank drop in the main base. That's beautiful. There's attack towards the bottom. I really think Gumiho should be more in your face with it. This is not a run-by army, you know what I mean? This is an army that kills a base. That's what that is. Okay, this Colossus should die. It's gonna stay alive. Oh, medevac's going down. 2 medevac's going down. Gumiho's gonna cancel a 5th base. Losing 2 medevacts also kills 13 workers, which is fairly big. If it wasn't for those worker kills, I actually think this would have been a really good trade for herO. Now, it's not a really good trade for herO. It's a fine trade for herO. herO kind of stabilizes. It's gonna go back up to like 160, 170 supply. Actually has pretty fast upgrades as well. +3 armor finishes up right now. Still have 1 drop with 2 Marauders and 2 Ghosts in here. herO says, hey, I'm only down 30 supply. Time for me to attack across the map. This army is very low in HP. And there's only 2 medevacts there. We have 3 more on the way. 1 more Viking coming in as well. There's 3 Colossus in the force. Viking count is at 5. Upgrades in favor of herO. Honestly, is this really going to be a 3-0? Like that? This is a good army. And this is a wank army because it's so damaged. There's only a single EMP. No, there's 2 ghosts. Sorry, 2 EMPs. 3 EMPs. Maybe 4 EMPs because both of them have 2. Oh, map is hard. Okay, 2 more ghosts show up as well. Yeah, I believe Gumiho is going to survive, but the fact that we're even talking about Gumiho having to survive in this game is borderline insane. Like, we should be talking about how herO managed to stay out of the lobby screen for so long. Because he was supposed to be sent back there. Alright? He was supposed to... He has no visa to be in this game anymore. He ran out his time. Absolutely. Overstaying. Okay, now he actually did overstay his welcome a little bit as well. And Gumiho's going to punish him for it. That's a beautiful surround there. Look at the control against the disruptors as well. Nice stuff here out of Gumiho. Clears all of the Colossus. Oh, the disruptor gets a fat hit there on top of those Marauders. That was lovely to see. herO actually very close in supply. There's one thing about the Disruptor that I think people often don't realize, is that the Disruptor defensively is complete balls, but in aggressive situations is really good. So as long as you're pushing in with Disruptors, you're usually going to be fine. But the moment you get pushed back, or you get into like an accidental base trade, the situation often, you know, looks quite bleak. This base actually gonna... I can't believe what we're seeing here. I cannot believe that herO managed to actually get back into this. Ooh, the Disruptor did not get sniped. One of them did get sniped, the second one did not. Here come the Vikings. I mean, I hope we have a run by here. hero's gonna recall. Full-on recall to deal with this. Wow. I mean, herO being ahead in this game is legit crazy. I think there is a skill difference that is just quite significant between these two players. Because this should not be allowed. This should just not be allowed. I'm nothing but impressed. Like, herO played so freaking well this game. I really think gumiho left a bit too much on the table, but herO also just played like a beast. Like, what do you want me to say? 2 Zealot run by here, or Zealot run by. 2 Zealot warp in to deal with this Viking run by. Vikings will end up falling here. At the same time, we have an attack towards the bottom side. This 5th base is gonna fall. Can gumiho keep this base alive? That's the next question that we have. This is a significant force, though. And with a lot of medevacs, so it has good sustain. Do we have any disruptors at home? We have like 2. Okay, Liberator sieging up. That's a big thing, because there's no stalkers. There are no stalkers here in the mix. +2 ship weapons finishes up as well. Wait a second. Because the lack of stalkers, it means that at least one of these orbitals is gonna survive. Gumiho here might be making the comeback happen. 3 base versus 5, 6, theoretically. Worker count is good for Gumiho. Gumiho just needs to stay alive for a little bit, but he can also try and go for a kill here. Gets 2 disruptors, clears the pylon. Disruptor doesn't finish up. 1 robo goes down. Here come the Zealots charging in forward. A couple of Marauders split off to deal with those Stalkers and Sentries up top. As the medevac count is good, we get a pickup. 1 goes down, 2 go down. But 2 full medevacs do end up getting out of here. Ideally, what Gumiho would want is just a little bit more time. And for his workers to go back to mining. But really, a little bit of time would do a lot already. He's going to boost back in. That is a crazy play as well. We have no recall available. hero's not going to move back because he's a decisive man like that. I think that Gumiho should just wait. Hang out and wait. We have triple Liberators now showing up. Ugh, this is not how I would have liked using them. Ugh, he loses 3 Liberators in exchange of absolutely nothing. hero's back in the game, kind of. Still, this army over here is going to be annoying. I don't think these Stalkers are going to be good enough to deal with it. As right now, herO is actually breaching the natural. Dude, this game is so back and forth. We're going to go for a full-on base trade. Gumiho, okay, gets to drop into this natural right now. Has more units moving across. This is a really difficult game to call. We have the planetary here. I think it's going to be playing a key role in the near future. herO is breaching the main base, though. He's now going to go for a recall. I think this is a bit of a blunder. It's going to keep some units back here. That might mean that Liberators could do something. Orbital Command gets taken out at the same time. Gumiho, is he winning this fight? He might just be. Recall was not big enough. Or was it big enough? All of these units are so freaking low. This is a ridiculous game. Deep into the red. Medevac is now going to show up. Archon goes down. Zealots coming in with the flank. That means that a couple more of these Marauders are going to go down. 2 Zealots killing like 7 Marauders is a rare sight to behold. herO has 12 workers. Gumiho has 26. This planetary is freaking huge, though, because there is no way that herO can ever really break that. Maybe he can deny some mining, but for now, the only one being denied mining is actually herO. And by this single Liberator, we have 1 Liberator out. We have 2 Colossus, 11 Marauders. This is an insane setup here. It really is. Colossus plus Sentry are going home as the drop arrives on the other side of the map. A couple of SCVs in the mix as well to help out with the fight. This is a typical Gumiho game because it is turning freaking crazy right now. Single Marauder takes out the Nexus in the natural. 55 supply to 51, but Gumiho with the lead here is going to be building 3 bunkers over at this planetary. I honestly would prefer if he had built a oh, he doesn't have the gas. I think getting like a factory here would be freaking huge. You spread out everything. I guess he's flying some buildings over. That's also a big deal already. Yeah, this is an issue here for herO, because herO is going to lose every single Nexus. Now, here is the Colossus. There are a couple of sentries available. So with force fields plus Colossus, maybe you can do something. Gumiho says, no, actually, I can just drop on top of you. That's going to be fine for me. Marauder count is fairly high. We're going to get a stim out. Stalker's coming in to reinforce this position, but not quite enough damage output. Here comes a good force field once more. Is this enough? I think the answer is no. Disruptor now showing up. Going to be just a bit too late. Colossus also too late. Purification Nova does not hit. Pickup micro there is phenomenal. There's 2,600 minerals in the bank. Gumiho with 19 army supply against 30. 19 workers versus a 0 is finally getting his buildings down over here into his, what was this, his 5th base. Has the double bunkers, has a liberator, and there's no mining possible here for herO anymore. So that means, I think, that herO is completely dead. We still have 3 zealots over here. herO's gonna scout this and he's gonna leave instantly. There we go. Planetary. He sees the bunkers. GG gets called. Gumiho takes game number 3 and puts himself on the board. In our game number 4 here, we have herO opening up with a no scout. It's gonna be going for a Nexus before core, I think, here. That's what it looks like to me, at least. No, never mind. Core before Nexus. Hate to see it. All right. No scout, though. It means he's going to have a little bit more cash than usual. At the same time, we saw Gumiho going for like a semi-fake proxy. This is not really a committed proxy. He's like, I guess I'll fake it, but not really. Like, this is going to get scouted instantly, right? So, ooh. Wait, what is this for? CC factory? No way. Look at this. He's taking the gas before the marine. He's gonna go straight reactor. This is not a build. This is not a build. Oh, what are you doing here, Gumiho? That's not a build. Is this gonna be some Hellion shenanigans, or what's the play here? I don't actually know. Okay, we have Stalker, Adept, no Warp Gate. So it should be Stargate. There we go. Stargate comes out. And we saw that Oracle build earlier. Was that the second map that we saw? That we watched? Or was it no, it was Ley Lines. Yeah, it was the second map. Oh, that was a comeback and a half as well out of herO. Dude, herO's been playing really, really sick. I'm kind of sad he lost that last game. I mean, I'm happy that we're getting a 4th game. And potentially even a 5th. But he did that so well. He really is insane at these kind of bad positions that he finds himself in frequently. This is a terrible wall, by the way. Saw some long distance mining going on as a result of that wall. Starport is on the way up. It's going to be Cyclone, Marine, Marine. This is a crazy read out of Gumiho, by the way. Like, blind Cyclone is not that good of an opener. Like, straight Cyclone like this. But if you're playing against Oracle or against Phoenix, I like it. I really do like it. Is he gonna play single gate? Phoenix, Phoenix, Nexus? No way. Nah. Does have the battery. That's a crazy build, though. That really is a crazy build. I would not like that. Oh, it's gonna get spotted here. It's gonna get spotted. This Phoenix gets spotted. Medevac also gets spotted, though. They see each other. Cyclone tried doing something here. Needs to be really careful with this Cyclone. Second Phoenix shows up. Could be in trouble. Stalker, Phoenix, Phoenix. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're in trouble now. I think that's the end of that Cyclone, to be honest. It's gonna be... Oh, gets a pickup. No, he doesn't. He does not get the pickup. Okay, that's minus Cyclone. It's a big deal. It really is a big deal. We have a Banshee coming in behind this. And another Cyclone. Gumiho is doing all of this blind, by the way. Let's take a look at his vision. What is he? He doesn't even know for certain whether it's going to be a natural or not. I mean, he can guess it, but guessing ain't good enough. It really ain't. Oh. Picks him up. Still goes for Cloak this late as well. There's more tricks. I'm never sure what to think of all these tricks that Gumiho tends to play. It's a weird one as well. It's really important that Banshee doesn't get scouted. He got scouted. And you see the Cloak here. You see the Cloak here, herO. We need a response out of him. Battery at the 3rd. Has a battery in the main already. Maybe that is his response. Maybe that is a fine response as well. Banshee goes down. No way. We caught the tail end of that, sorry. I did not think that the Banshee was going to go towards the top side. I thought he was going to go bottom side. I was looking for the Banshee. And then we saw its remains being scattered across the plains. Okay, this is legitimately one of the worst starts that Gumiho could have hoped for. He has a third gas already. I think this is mech. I'm like 80% certain this is mech. Yeah, there we go. Fourth gas. Raven, Banshee. Hey, this is a crazy build again. Because it feels like he's about to attack at any moment, but he's not attacking. Which is pretty bonkers in my opinion. Okay, there's an Oracle around. Here comes the Banshee. He's gonna ignore this base. He's like, ah, there's a battery nearby. He's gonna fly into the main, and it's like, oh, there's a battery nearby. Never mind. It's like, oh, crap. Yeah, but there's batteries everywhere here. And there's no good base to attack. herO is well set up, to be honest. He really is. Yeah. What's next? Just get out? Yeah, whatever. Dude, that's so sad. I feel so sad for this Banshee. Using all of your energy, cloaking all the way throughout. 0 kills? Bro, you're pathetic. You go hang in the corner for a little bit. Think about what you've done. Wait, it's not mech. What? Look at his barracks timing. Did he go eBay before barracks? What the hell are we watching? What in the... This is the type of build order where you just wanna, you know, message like someone in Korea and be like, hey, I know someone that needs like a mental evaluation. Because what the hell is this? He went 4 gas before extra barracks. Single tech lab. His team is going to finish like 9 minutes into the game. His combat shield will be done before, you know, as the carriers start popping. It's legitimately a crazy build. His third base isn't even that fast. Like, nothing is fast here. Gumiho has managed to create a build order with no advantages. He's down 15 supply, and really nothing happened in this game except him losing 600 resources for free. I guess that is something, but like the situation is so freaking bad right now for Gumiho. So freaking bad. He legitimately has no advantages. He's downing units. I guess he has decent upgrades. His tech isn't that brilliant. The only thing he is going for him is the fact that this Banshee is still alive. This Banshee is real sick. You know, this Banshee could deal some serious damage later on to the game on like the 5th or the 6th base. If you stay for a little bit longer. Now, I have a good feeling about this, let me tell you. This Banshee is going to do some big things here. 2 kills. Ah, battery. Too bad. Right. Too bad. Salads are being sent back to deal with the Banshee. Interesting call. Salad's famous for not being capable of shooting up. 3 kills, 9 minutes in. Give that guy a medal. Third base finally sets up shop. 9 minutes and 8 seconds into the game. This is such a bad start. Surreal how bad this start is. I'm not sure what Gumiho's plan was. I'm 90% sure that Gumiho did not have a plan. I think he kind of improvised this. It is not good. Okay, he's gonna be kiting back a little bit. This is actually a really good fight though. He's fighting without combat shield. But herO attacked into 5 tanks with mines. It's not the greatest move that I've seen in my life. Gumiho now is like, okay, I just want to fight. Maybe I can move across the map. It's like, no. You're gonna need like 3 more fights like that, buddy. Look at the change in resources lost. He was minus 600. Now he's like plus 800. That was a big fight, alright? That was a very big fight. I love that. Absolutely do. 5 tanks. Puff, puff. Five barracks. Honestly, no, never mind. I mean, this position is still garbage. The problem is just being down 30 supply is a very big deal if you're a Terran player. As a Protoss, being down 30 supply is already a big deal, but as a Terran, like, it's unplayable. Double interference matrix is good. This is a neat position as well that Gumio picked to fight it. Zealots did not manage to clear these tanks in time whatsoever. But I mean, there's just not enough bio. Legit, if Gumio would have waited for like 20 more supply, this could have been pretty crazy. Like, even now, he's... Like, the thing is, he's still in a bad spot. Despite, look at the resources lost, but he's still just in a bad spot. Because this... Like, this base was mining faster than this base was. That is bad news. This was the 4th base. Okay, we now have a 6th base on the way. Gumio is barely managing to get his own fort in position. But the fights so far have been sick. Sick, sick, sick for Gumio. I almost feel like herO just plays better when he's behind. He's way more careful in that case. There's a bunch of gateways on the top side. I mean, he has a good gateway count. He has good upgrades. Like, I'm not saying that he's in a bad spot, but I'm saying that he should be in a better spot. Much, much better. You have double Nexus coming up, so he's going to go up to 7 bases against his opponent's 4. 3.5. Like, this is not a fair battle. We have one guy with infinite resources. And we have another guy that is barely capable of making rent. It's like, hey, let's hope our washing machine doesn't break down, because we don't have the cash for it right now. Port base. Disruptor shots coming in will clear a tank. And the Viking count is nice at 4. Like, once you get like 4-6 Vikings, then attacking into this becomes hard. But at the same time, like, these fights are largely meaningless as long as herO has this insane eco. And I say that supplies are even right now. Army supply actually in favor of Gumio. Gumio also have fast 3-3. So he's gonna have 3-3 against 3-2 at some point. If he gets Ghost out, maxes out, I mean, there really is a chance. And there really shouldn't be a chance. Like, none. This game was over, okay? But, I mean, if your resources lost, or if you're down 5k, then, yeah, the game can get a bit closer. And this base should never be capable of mining. I think this was herO being, you know, getting a little bit fancy. It's like, oh, I'm ahead. Let me just take the god base in the middle. Yeah. I'm wild. Oh. Here comes a disruptor shot. Drilling claws as well. So that's for mines. It's a rare upgrade to see. Another salad run by into depots. Also kind of weird to see. 2 SCVs went down. Dude, herO could actually be in some trouble. 3-3 is about to finish up. Disruptors are completely empty. Here comes Gumio. There's one disruptor shot. It's going to be a big one. Actually hits quite a bit, but the Vikings are clearing these Colossus. What's the gateway count? We're at 12. I think Gumio might just be doing it here. EMPs. Can we get some? Ooh. Disruptor shot was okay. Can we get some more okay ones? That is... Oh, there was a pickup. Good pickup there by Gumio. 166 supply to 140. 101 army supply against 81. 3-3 is finishing up in 7 seconds. Here comes our good friend herO moving in forward once more. Disruptor does not get sniped in time as the splits are good here out of Gumio. I think he probably needs to go back a little bit. He needs to go back. Look at his army. Completely in the red and in the orange. Completely in the red and in the orange. He thinks he can still keep going, but there's a lot of reinforcements coming in. There's a lot of reinforcements coming in, and you need to continuously stim over here. And you can't afford it right now. You simply cannot afford it. Gumio is dropping quite a bit in supply here, going back down to 140. Oh. herO's taking the topside base as his 8th. We have this as our 7th. Gateway count is at 12. I'd love to see a Dark Shrine here. I think it would be a phenomenal call. 5th base is not on the way yet for Gumio. Yeah, I think Gumio pushed a little bit too hard there. He's gonna lose one more Marauder. Oh! Immortal stays alive with 7 HP. It's like the 17th unit that stays alive with low HP. Important unit. 169 to 162. Disruptor count is solid, but the disruptors are actually empty. He can snipe that. He can snipe a lot of disruptors. He needs to really clear that Immortal, dealing way too much damage. 145 supply to 139. It's pure Stalker Disruptor. Once again, my call here is to stay back. I don't actually think we want to continue pushing in, buddy. I don't actually think we do. No, because Zealot Warpins are too good. If your army is low, Zealot Warpins are good. If your army is high in health, then Zealots are not that good. I really think we need to move back a little bit. Get a couple of mines. Wait until we have 4 or 5 lips. He's moving back and forth. Moving back and forth. This is a main base, by the way. Main base that's mining here now. I'm not sure if herO is aware of that. He hasn't... Okay, he sees some mining going on. Oh, we have 8 barracks, by the way, behind this. He needs more medevacs. He just keeps on adding more and more lips, which is fine. Like, I understand that. But one stim and this army is dry as the desert. Like, these medevacs are already dry as the desert. He has 2 starports, right? Yeah, he needs to build some lips. Oh, here comes a blinking forward. There comes a big blinking forward. Liberator's putting in a lot of work, but I'm not sure if it's enough work. Disruptors being taken out. Splits once again are good. Splits are really good. The problem is this army is just damaged. Yeah, another stim. You're gonna be in the orders, buddy. You're gonna be in the orders. He's in a deep red right now. You can't attack into this. 4 Vikings. Understandable. Look, I understand why you want lips. I understand why you want Vikings. This makes a lot of sense to me. You want Vikings to deal with the Colossus. You want lips to keep the position against disruptors. But without medevacs, it's not possible. You can't fight without medevacs. We're seriously overstimmed here right now. Seriously overstimmed. This is actually a winning fight. This is a winning fight, but he can't chase. He just cannot chase. And splits. Very neat splits. But I think herO is just mining a bit too much. He continues expanding toward the top side as well. And if this base gets taken out, that would be a huge deal. Once again, we can't afford to stim. Vikings now coming in. 1 more Viking. Oh, that's a big disruptor shot. That's a game-ending disruptor shot, because there was like 10, 15 supply. And I think there was a stim as well. Yeah, GG. Oh, what a game. What a series. Man, lately, I'm not sure if I'm just been getting lucky picking games, but I've been watching so many freaking crazy series. Like the Beyond herO series I did the other week was really freaking good. Shin Dark I liked. Wasn't as good though. But the quality of the games today as well, actually amazing. Like really, really sick. Shout out to them. And shout out to you all for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. It's going to be a big deal for me. And yeah, that will be it for me today. Thanks so much for watching, man. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget the like button. No, just subscribe actually. I don't need likes. I need subscriptions. Subscribes. All right? Love you all. Ciao, ciao.